All right, we are live. Hey, I have to find this video every time. But how has your day been so far? As we're
It's
sharing
been
all
it's
the
been
things.
great. It's been great. Got an opportunity to coach a couple of teachers today and taking a break so we can get on our live today. And then I'm gonna go back to coaching some seventh and eighth grade teachers um in
Oh, that's
uh
awesome.
in math and science. So we'll be discussing some plans today. So it's been a pretty good it's cold though. It is really cold.
Oh, cold. And I love cold weather for um like being at home, snuggling
Yes.
in reasons, but having to go out and still do all the things. Mm.
Yes, and that's what I'm thinking now. I'm like, oh, when I go home, I still have to go back out. So I'm like, the
Hmm.
day is not over when I leave here. Um, so that's where I'm like, wish I could just be in the bed and rubbing my feet together.
All your decisions shift when it comes down to this weather. Like literally, it just shifts.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. It does.
Okay. I was just trying to ensure that it saved all that good stuff. Let me also highlight this as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get us started
Okay.
so we can get back to all of the things. Oh, I love your shirt. What does your shirt say?
It
Like,
says, be happy.
that's what I thought it said. I love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Be
Hmm.
happy.
I love it. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. We are back for Everyday AI for Nonprofits with my great sister here, Miss Katina White. I'm Shanquetta Cunningham of Caris Group Consulting, and I am going to label us as your favorite nonprofit tech duo. And the purpose of our Wednesday lives is to give practical, easy to implement strategies, concepts, tools, resources, nuggets, tips, all the great things that improves your efficiencies to using AI appropriately at your pace in whatever way that you want. We're just sharing tools that we've seen that have benefited us and even learning some things. If you watched part two last week, and if you have not, please go and just find the video on one of our respective pages. We heard about AI and the usefulness in creating Google Forms in under a minute for all of us that issue out surveys or uh, you're collecting data or signed in, all of that good stuff. So, with that on today, we're going to talk about fundraising. So I know. I was telling Katina yesterday, this is now, I love creating my own graphics, unshameless plug. My daughters and I also have social media management services where we create flyers and run social media pages for nonprofits, micro, small businesses, personal brands, all of that. So I love creating our own things. I especially do. running low on time yesterday or the night before, Katina, and I was like, you know what? Let me just see what happens if I use the photo generator tool on
Yes.
Chat GPT.
Yes. What happened? Good.
I liked it.
Yes.
I liked it. So I would just like us to dive into that. You probably have you used it as much, the photo generator tool on Chat GPT?
I have,
Okay.
did you start yours by using a prompt, a writing prompt, just a simple prompt? I want you to create an image that does this.
I did, thank you. So I did. I said, hey, for Over a Cup Initiative, because it has a lot of information in there. We're launching Giving Tuesday. I would like, and I said three photos generated. One with a woman with a hair care business, and her children are sleeping behind her. A couple in front of a business, and a group of Black professional women drinking a cup of coffee, because I was going to put the Overcup logo and some things on that. And I input that information to Chat GPT. But before I did that, on the side, if you're using Chat GPT, you can go into the search bar where they have different tools.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I use a photo generator tool
That's
for
good.
Chat GPT.
Mhm.
Um, what's the official name for it? We're not experts. I'm not an expert. Let me say she is. She's a tech expert. But in the other GPTs, I mean the
Uh-huh.
other thingies.
You mean on the left-hand side?
On the left-hand
The
side, yeah, the other tools, I'm going
the
to say
other
the other
tool
features.
features part of it. Okay. Features.
Yes. Yeah, the other features. I've struggled with that one right there. But and
That's
I
okay.
literally said the photo generator tool, the free version of it, because even if you have the pro version of Chat GPT, then you use the other um tools inside of ChatGPT and the other features. There's a pro version, there's a basic
Love the
version.
version.
I literally just used the basic
Basic.
version of the photo generator. And if you follow Over a Cup page, um, you will be able to see some of those. But Miss Katina had a great idea, and I at least want to show. And you may have some information that you've already done too, but I said, let me at least show um
What you were able
what
to
they created. Yes.
Mhm. Show them.
And now, mind you, I did have a whole message and all of these things. Um, okay, let me just put it right here first. Now, if you have a tab phobia and you're like a person with a lot of tabs, I'm going to encourage you now to look away. Look away.
I think I have 10 up right now. 10
Look
tabs.
away.
10
Please look
tabs.
away. Actually, I'm just gonna go on Facebook. That's probably better.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Can you all see that?
That's beautiful.
Look at that.
Yep.
So the concept was yesterday was Giving Tuesday, and
Mhm.
it's the national day where nonprofit organizations collectively and globally ask audiences and their supporters to take this intentional day and give to philanthropic efforts. And so over Cup, we support minority women entrepreneurs here in Northeast Arkansas. And so I wanted to create a story, right, too, that shares about women building, how we build. We do it when the kids are sleeping, we do it when the husband is out cutting the lawn. And, it's always multifaceted, never exclusive.
Mhm.
I added the logo, and
And that
bam,
looks
put the
good.
message. Yes, isn't that cute?
That is cute.
Now these are graphics we did individually with our given levels. But this was in Canva. So again, using these tools and pre-made templates. But yes, that's one of them. I would like to
That
show you
looks
all
good.
another one. look at this one. I wanted a couple that stood in front of a bakery, and we had a $2,500 request
Uh-huh.
from our wonderful supporters. We're up to $1,200.
That's so good.
Isn't it? And
And how
we
long
helped,
did that take you?
oh my word, like less than 5 minutes because
Less than
creating
5 minutes.
images does take time. But to create each image, once I input the information, the text, the prompt, it took
Mhm.
like about less than 5 minutes to
Mhm.
generate.
Mhm. And usually if you wanna get, like, a generic photo like that, you would go they have websites with stock images and stock photos and stuff like that, and so you will be able to do that, but that takes a little bit more time to do than, just creating it on ChatGPT. So, I
Yes.
used to create stuff like that, but I would have to go get some stock images that show, diverse group of people or just a family, little kids or something like that, that was
Mhm.
you have permission to use, and then that took maybe another 10 to 15 minutes just to find the photo I wanted to use, and we're not even talking about adding the graphics, the words on the text features on top of the picture. So, uh,
And your logo
your logo,
and all of this. Yep.
right, right. And another step would be to add to that would be I've created an image on ChatGPT and then uploaded into another AI tool, which is a different type of software, and it animated it for me, cause movement. So
Yeah.
it's stuff things that you could actually, you could do that. Um I used it for I'm getting ready for the what am I getting ready for? My brain I went blank. Oh, the my low RC car rider competition that I have in April. Well, I had to do it in my capstone project and I had to create the video. I created the image in ChatGPT and then uploaded it and made it. I wanted them to animate it and cause movement and that was a good feature. So I'm it's using two AI tools at one time where
Mhm.
it probably would have taken me 2 hours to do that animation to try to force the movement and make sure it followed the script and all of that. I was able to do it in less than 15 minutes.
See there. And RC is robotics competition,
Ro
correct?
RC is remote control.
Remote
So,
control. Oh,
remote
see there.
control.
That's
So
why
we're doing a remote. I'm getting better with not using acronyms, but because I'm assuming that people know what RC is. But I mean, at least it was a good guess. It was a real good guess because it made sense.
oh my word. Okay. Yeah, we're back. I'm back to being
Okay.
professional. Honey, listen, that acronym made sense to
It
me.
it makes sense. It
Okay.
makes sense. You robotics, what? Yeah, yeah. It's remote control. So they'll be building remote control cars, making their own cars, and then connecting it and being able to. So I wanted to actually do a commercial to tell people what was going on, how that's gonna look. So, but
That's
I started with
awesome.
ChatGPT image though. But I just remember going. I remember just 4 or 5 years ago, I actually had an account for stock photos just to get just general photos. I had an account, and now
Oh
you don't really
wow.
have to
I've
have
always
it.
used a free version and tried to find the ones that didn't have the watermark
Uh-huh.
in the back of them, right? But that goes to show you, right, how things evolve. And
Yes.
I'm pretty sure stock, and I see a lot of stock images that are tied to AI. I don't know if they sold their company or sold to different people, which would make sense, or have a partnership because in Canva you can actually put into their photos, they have too, of different images or
Mm-hmm.
women drinking coffee or different things. But when you're really trying to tailor as much as you can to the people that you serve, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the beautiful thing where Canva
Yep.
um comes
And the
in at.
reduction in cost. You know, the if you had to outsource that, of how much you would have to pay if you're a small nonprofit. Just think about trying to get someone that specializes in that, particularly, and you don't have the funds just yet.
Mhm, mhm. And I wanted to show, let me show people this as well. So we, yesterday I shared in our newsletter just a tip, because I'm offering a flash sale to help create a content package for that last push for end of the year
Mhm.
fundraising. And so if you're not having a last push, I do not care if it's $250 or you're pushing for 25,000. We were pushing for 2,500. Every nonprofit organization, my encouragement is to push for donor giving because statistically, from Charity Navigator, Philanthropy Digest, and various resources, confirm that the months of November and December are usually some of the highest volume giving months, because people are just more generous.
Mhm.
Again, that generosity can go through the whole year, but we thank God that this season does bring about a higher level of generosity. So please do that. And I wanted to share a graphic, again, designed in Chat GPT. Now, I would encourage everyone just to always make graphics, but it's really great. Um, because I sometimes you do have to do them a number of times, and I did,
Mhm.
because there's some images that come out and people are looking very weird. But, this is an example I gave just to, anyone that follows, say, "Hey, if you are confused about what to put into ChatGPT that says, 'I need to create a Given Tuesday flyer. We operate a domestic violence shelter, in a high minority community.'" Right? And so put that into ChatGPT. That was the prompt. That was the text, and it generated out after a number of tries that the one I liked, this photo in the photo editor feature.
That's good. It looks so good.
It does. Like I
It
said, I
looks
had to go
really
through
good.
a number of them because some of them,
Yep.
I think we need to have dignity in presentations and, and
Yeah.
how we do things. But
Yeah. And
yes.
but guess what? Your knowledge of that actually helped you build the ideal photo for you. And that's the
Mhm.
one thing that we really want to emphasize is that you get to modify it. Only it does as great as you. Like it only hits. So it's not better than you. It's only going to do what you tell it to do and the things that you put into the prompt. So
That's
uh
good.
it wouldn't have if you had to just let you would if you hadn't had the lens of like what an idea of what you the feel that you wanted for a given Tuesday, what you wanted people to see, visualize, you brought that knowledge. ChatGPT didn't do that.
That's a good point.
So I want to make sure to emphasize that for sure to let people know like it's only as good as the person who puts in the prompt because it's going to rely on your expertise and your experience to actually make it the quality in which you need.
Oh, that's a good point. That's an excellent point. Excuse me. But yeah, that's an excellent point that you made, that I didn't go into this. As we are encouraging individuals, it's not thinking for us. There is a certain brand, there is a certain message, there is a certain feel that that we should want our audience to connect with,
Mhm.
because the end goal is not just a great or a clean graphic. It's the graphic that leads to, the story that,
Yes.
when they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? That you have that data point or some capturing headline, and that's leading to your ask,
Mhm.
which we want that ask to generate income and revenue. So
Mhm.
it's sequential. It wasn't just about the graphic.
Mhm.
The end goal was, to help push toward our end of the year fundraising, your end of the year fundraising.
Yes,
So using Chat GPT, again, we're using it for everyday things, but the encouragement is to really use it for business, use it as the assistant, but as Katina shared, your knowledge.
that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. And oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had I had to do a report. I do a report daily in the work that I do, it specifically. And yesterday with ChatGPT, I've been doing these reports and I have a certain format. And I've told ChatGPT this is the format I want it done in every time. Don't deviate from that. Well, yesterday I put in the same information. I usually talk in my mic and it changes it from voice to text and then I just uploaded it. But it didn't come out in the format that I had trained AI to do for me. And
Okay.
so then I said, "What's up, hey chat? Because you're not doing it in the format that I usually have. What's been going on? Is it an update that occurred?" And it answered that it was an update happened the day before. And usually with an update, it kind of needs a memory, needs to be reminded of the format. Although I have engaged with it for the last maybe 6 weeks on that particular format, I needed to reminded again. This is the format again because it kind of takes the memory part of that. So I want to. That's a thing that we want to be cognizant of because every time it's taken, it does update. It has to update. And this one. That was what was bothering me yesterday. But then once I put in, okay, well, this is a format that we've been using. And then it's like, oh, I remember. Okay, now I'll take the information and put it that in the format that we've been using for the previous weeks.
Absolutely. I had to do that because I started working on end of the year giving campaign things for over a cup in October, and
Mm-hmm.
then lifed, and kind
Uh-huh.
of forgot about that. And so I myself had to do a memory recall and say, hey, remember I worked on this information for end of the
Mm-hmm.
year giving campaign, generate, that conversation so that I can begin from there.
Yep.
And that was a great thing because it's also something that I'm working on. And if you're like me as a leader or if organizing my folders and files, that is my goal before the end of this year. I save so much and I try to put into folders. Let me tell you someone who does, Amber. Amber, I thought I was a folder queen, but my folders have slipped this year. But Amber, her folder,
Yes.
organization is so top tier. So that's an encourage. We may need to have her on here.
We need to add. I'm gonna see if she can take a break during the day to get on here one Wednesday. And I think it would be great.
Yes,
It would be
that helps
great.
us leaders.
Yes, yes, because she is the folder queen. And then now I have questions about Gemini. So I'll when I test it out, then I'll come back on next Wednesday.
Can it help us organize
That's what
our
I'm
folders and our
listen.
documents?
Ah,
Okay, then I'm going to be the student. I'm just going to have the Zoom on, and that's going to be good. Okay,
yes.
that's going to be great.
So next week, what I'll show the Google form that I
That's going to be
created.
great.
I
Mhm.
have two more Google forms that I need to create anyway. So I'll create that and then I'll just show everyone I was able to create in less than a minute.
Okay, that's going to be major. That's going to be major. All right,
And
awesome.
And then I'm also I've been doing some things with Excel with Google spreadsheets and Excel. So I may have some updates on that too next week.
Oh, I love that. And you know why it's perfect? And I know we're about to wrap up, but it's perfect because it is the end of the year. And so
Yes.
between this month January, most organizations or businesses are going to be getting tax information or 990 information together. Just reviewing the year, about to plan their leadership retreats or board retreats at the top of the year. And so it's going to be great to have that feature and have you walk us through how to generate reports and analyzing that information and, consolidating all of that, being able to use AI. So that's going to be perfect. And I'm also saying that too, because what we have read AI on here, and it's going to tell us what we're going to talk about next week.
What we're
And then
gonna talk
that's what
about
I'm going
next
to
week?
post.
Listen, and we didn't have to. What should the talking points be for next week? And oh, sorry, light went out. The sensor. Okay. And uh, the agenda. Oh, we listen. We have an agenda for next week already.
Yes, and that's using AI because we have Read AI on here and also the Zoom summary. So if you're watching this, both of these features are going to tell us our next steps and what we're going to talk about. So, you know, as we're saying, AI, we know because we have this everyday AI for nonprofits and an asterisk that we want everyone to use responsibly. We understand the different conversations that's going on about AI. We understand the players, and founders that are in the news, all of that information. Use responsibly, use wisely. And whatever my pastor always says this: chew the meat, spit out the bones. So whatever you want to take and believe that is beneficial for your organization, nonprofit, please do. And if it's something, say, hey, uh, you know, not yet, I'll pass. That's fine too. We just want to share that there are additional options and tools that allows us to expedite our work and truly be a great leverager for us to really get in this nonprofit efficiency game and scale our work and our mission and our funding, so that we can really impact the people that's on the other side of our mission.
Right. And if you are watching this and you have additional questions that you kind of want us to cover, go ahead and just send and make a comment or inbox us to actually something that you want us to do like a short little uh discussion on how we maneuver through that. That would work. That we would be gladly to do that for you.
Absolutely.
Um
Absolutely.
any
Putting our
topics you
emails
want
in
us to
here.
cover. So that would be great to have something to do with AI, everyday AI for nonprofits. I'm super excited. I'm also going to use this because Miss Cunningham is really great with speaking, and I'm going to use this to help me with speaking points on how I can improve.
Well,
Listen,
I'm gonna give you the same kudos because you know me, as we discussed last time, I definitely appreciate what you shared, and I will go from here to Alaska. And if we're supposed to be in Arkansas, one great thing about you, you would ground us in Arkansas. So we learn from one another, sis.
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
everybody knows I would be somewhere in Germany, Africa, talking about something, and then it's like, okay, let's go back here. Let's go back to the touch points here. And so I definitely appreciate it, for sure, and excited. And so I think part one is on YouTube, but I'm
Yes.
going to ensure that Taylor has part two. More to tag her. I know she's in choir rehearsal right now at Xavier University. Shout out to
Mm,
my eldest. Well, I should say choir opera rehearsal. She's in a play.
wow.
I know God is good, but not a but. And to that, hopefully that she'll be able to get part two and part three so that we can share them.
To share it.
LinkedIn is not allowing us to share, but that way we can share a YouTube video and have all of these out. Um, and so yeah, that's the next step too, for us in just this. And we're going to continue this conversation. And so next week, I'm just going to have an introduction, and I'm going to hand it off to my great sis that's going to lead us um, into our discussion. But for sure, everyone, end of the year campaign. use ChatGPT, the photo generator, and if you would like for either one of us to come in with strategy, as she shared, we'd love to talk with you. Right now, we have a flash sale that's going on for 197 that can help you put in the information. Like, here's our mission, here is our goal. Because sometimes you using a tool and not knowing the how to use it can
Mhm.
be just as overwhelming as if you didn't even have an idea that it existed. So just email, and we'll be happy to service you, because you should have some type of ask, end of the year ask, that is generating on your social media, being sent out your newsletters, emails, all those things where you are present asking for the community to support your mission. So with that, we're going to call it a day, and we'll see you next week as we dive into forms, sheets, all that good stuff.
Yes. See you later.